So this is why an Axopar 24 is your great, or possibly the perfect little summer whip. Come with me. Come down, Jones. Welcome to the boat brokerage. I'm going to show you what you can do with one of these. Oh. Thank you. So, Axopar 24, no longer in production, but a really, really popular model. I've just got the engine trimmed up here, as you can see. We're on a sandy beach, no rocks. Something like this is absolutely perfect for young families who want a really fast, beachable, convenient boat that gives you a bit of weather protection. So some of the newer Axopars, they've now gone for a center console design, which is great for many reasons, but it doesn't give you that wide cockpit wind protection and the sun protection that we have on this 24. So let's get out, go for a burn. I think we should get a bacon and egg roll too at the end. So join me and see what you think. So having a beachable boat in Sydney, or anywhere in Australia for that matter, is almost a must-have in this size range for summer, because it just simplifies your life. Like, not having to worry about pulling into marina berths, which might be a little bit unnerving for a lot of people, or nervous for a lot of people who are stepping up from smaller boats. So you don't have that concern, and you just get straight to the fun, not having to worry about tenders or the complexity that is involved with all that sort of stuff. Just get straight to the fun. I think that's the key with a boat like this. Simplicity, performance, fuel economy, which we are starting to pay attention to these days with the price of petrol. You have all of that on an Axopar. So we're just going to go for a quick burn, get the boat up and moving, and stay watching to the end of the video for a detailed walkthrough, and I'll show you all the features. But up and moving, 4,000 revs, burning through 18 knots really, really easily. We've got an electronic throttle, we've got a 250 horsepower Mercury. I've got trim tab operation through joystick just here, and power assisted steering on these 24s. But here we are, I'm at the seated position, I'm sitting on a cruising speed of 27 knots. The boat feels effortless. That's 4,200 revs. I really haven't done much in the way, I've done no trim on the trim tab, so I probably won't even bother with doing any trim today to the ocean. So that's pretty flat. But I've got wind protecting me and the navigator just here. The people on these back seats are going to be in the wind. And from a seated position, someone of my stature at 5'7", I've just got excellent visibility all the way around. I just don't need to stand up really until you're parking or hopefully beaching the boat. So we're just going to come around the corner here. We're exposing ourselves just to boat wash right now. 3, 2, 1 more wave. So going through these short, sharp ones like you sometimes do on the harbour, it's just so much more pleasurable on a hull style like an Axopar. Because of that knife edge cutting bow up the front, and then the deep V hull that's carried all the way after the air steps, it just softens the ride. You're cutting into the waves rather than slamming into them. So I'm just going to go into some of this swell now. We'll just climb up into the wind. It's increased a little bit since when we hit the drone half an hour ago, but I've just got small waves, reasonable period at the moment, and I could sit on this speed of 24-25 knots really all day long. All your passengers here and behind us are going to be in the most comfortable part of the boat. If anyone is trying to protect themselves and get away from the wind, they might sit on the beds just forward of me. They will have a little bit more vertical movement, but it's totally manageable on a boat like this. Now let's go across the waves. I'm just maintaining a sensible speed right now, 24-25 knots. I'll speed it up when we go downwind. We're just going to go across the waves now, and next thing worth noting, we've got a little bit of ocean swell rolling through, a little bit of wind. I haven't had a lick of water over this boat at the moment. These back seats are dry, everything up at the bow is dry, my windscreen is absolutely dry, and I'll show you that when we get in to Balmoral. Okay, so now let's open it up. This is the fun part. I'm just going to come around middle head here, give it some power. So you've had fun, or your friends have contacted you, they want to join, and you've got time, you don't have time to waste, put it that way. Line the boat up, bring the rest through 5,000, 5,500, I'm seeing 37, 38, 39 knots, just hitting 40 knots just there. So with 40 knots, wide open throttle, I just saw 40 and a half, that gives you 41 knots. There you go, I saw 41, a little bit over 40 knots, 41 knots. I'll just wind it back now. That gives you cruising speed in that, anywhere in that 27 to 32 knot range is completely achievable and economical on a boat like this. So you can just cross the harbour in 5 or 10 minutes. Your friends could be a little bit useless. They'll be late. You can go and enjoy yourself in Manly for the morning and pick your friends up in the afternoon from Rose Bay. Eat up the chop. Don't worry about it. The boat can handle it. And just get the boat up on the beach and you're going to be comfortable as well. So let's get it in close to the marina and show you what that's all about. Okay, so here we are at Balmoral Boat Shed, one of many awesome destinations you can get to in a boat like this on Sydney Harbour. You've got a couple of options at a place like this. You do actually have marina berths that you can pull into. Now that is only if you call ahead and book it with the marina. And they probably want to know if you're a half decent parker as well. If you're not confident with that, there are public moorings just out here. You can ring the tender number and they will come and pick you up. Or you can do what we just did. Be super, super careful because this is the kiddie side of the beach. So provided the beach is clear and you're confident of your abilities, beach the boat and go and get a burger. Okay, so we got permission to park at the boathouse. I always prepare the boat if I'm coming in to a marina. So just open up the front just so I've got access if I need. I'll just get one line out ready to go. That's in. I got fender and rope lockers on this boat. We do have lines on the dock, but I always like to have one rope ready and attached to my boat if I'm going to step off, particularly if I'm doing this by myself, which you really should be if this is a size of boat that you can manage on your own. So I'm just going to go bow in, get that line attached to fleet, then we'll just spin her around. So we're just going to go nose in, straight in, as you see. And we've actually got bumpers all the way around, so that's why I haven't put fenders out. But you do have a rub rail all the way around on every Axopar. So if you've got vertical poles like we see on the starboard side here, you can actually just bump up against them and not stress too much about it. So you can see, I'm just going to straighten my line up in a second. So now I'm going to stand up. The short man needs a little bit of visibility. I've got fenders on the dock, I've got ropes on the dock, I'm just gliding in neutral. I've got my engine centered. I'm just going to do one click in reverse to slow myself down, and then I'm just going to bring the engine in towards the dock, just so I'm nice and close. And now I'm going to leave the helm with the engine in neutral, step off, secure. And because it's a light boat, I actually, notice how I just dropped the line there. I'm not really stressed. I just wanted to secure it manually. I just hold on to the boat before I do the line. So that's what I was doing there. And now I can actually just do this, tie her up, get a springer sorted, and it's time for a burger. So this is what it's all about, guys. Spin the seats around. We do actually have a luxurious teak table which slots in here. That's currently being treated so it looks nice and new again. But check this out for a bacon and egg roll in a beautiful location. Do you get my point yet? I can definitely recommend the $17 Balmoral Boathouse bacon egg roll. That was delicious. The bacon was top notch and there was a lot of it. So here we are in the location doing what you would do on an Axopar 24. Come out the back here and have a look at what we've got going on. I'll just move this fender because we just had that when we were docking. But you got a lovely usable transom. We got this walk around area here with two transom platforms, so to speak, with a telescopic swim ladder on the starboard side, and then this big opening storage area here, perfect for boat hooks, longer items,
which just hinges up like so. The engine will trim up and all the way out of the water if you're thinking about that, so the prop will not, or the leading edge of the outboard leg will not be in the water. We've got some courtesy lights at the back of the boat. They're blue just here and here, and there's going to be more of them as we make our way through the boat. But what you saw me just utilising on the port side, same on the starboard. We've got these fender and rope lockers, which are quite convenient. On the starboard side, we have a cold water only swim shower just there. VHF aerial just here. Then here we come. Just make sure you get all this in shot, Will. This is, this is just for your guests. So 3 seats just here. The middle one hinges up to allow this central hatch to open to give you access to the batteries. There is house batteries and engine crank batteries on this boat. Underneath here, this is the perfect place just here for storing guest bags and stuff like that. But you've got more storage underneath here, which is great for a safety grab bag. And then you also have access into the transom should you need it. Fire extinguisher just on the port side. Okay, so just don't get too close. We'll get all this in shot just so people can see. We've got the seats spun around facing the guest mode, so to speak, at the moment here, but you've got a little isotherm fridge underneath the navigator's seat. You've got a really good armrest just here on both sides. It's a really comfortable driving position on this boat from a seated position, super comfortable. You have the flip up bolsters on both sides, and then you've got this grab rail here and here, which is useful at speed. And then the T-top finishes just here. So driver and navigator are going to be protected. Guests, not so much. People my height, no problems at all. Will, how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". You got some issues with this roof, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, there's always headroom for me, but not so much for you. Radar mast above us just here, and it is the grey material roof. It's not the 3D North Sails, which was available on the earlier Axopars. Externally on port, you've got your fuel intake just here, and then we get to the helm. I might just actually spin this seat around so you guys can see a little bit better. As I said, super comfy helm. You've got a drink holder, which is good for a coffee cup here. You've got this little ledge storage area, which I just put the engine instrument covers on, but also, you know, your shoes would go just fine in there as well. Just keep the decks clean and clear. I do like to keep the decks clean and clear on an Axopar because you are it's quite a fast boat, so you will have wind over the decks at times. You've got your diagnostics plug-in for the mechanics if they will need to put on the computer. You've got your key start. You can also do button start just here, and all your usual electronic options, dock, transfer, throttle only, dimmer, and then that's the leg trim operated just there. This is the trim tabs operation. It's the joystick version. That's really user-friendly for people who are new to trim tabs. And this steering wheel, it's not adjustable on the 24. There you go, I forgot about that. Okay, fixed. But in terms of the angle, comfortable, drive like this, flip up the bolster and stand and drive quite comfortably. Just make sure I didn't knock out my microphone. There we go. So we have navigation light, anchor light, deck light, bilge, wiper, horn, and auxiliary. And this ledge in here is perfect for standing up a mobile phone. We've got our Fusion AUX here, but it will also Bluetooth. This is the digital diagnostics for the Mercury, gives you all the information, engine hours, revs, and service. And then we have our Garmin GPS. This is a 7410 just there. Then moving over to the navigator's side, got the big subwoofer just here. Got a little sink with our rubbish in it just here, but that's a little pop-up sink and a good throw place for your bacon egg roll wrappers. Grab handle, Fusion, VHF mounted just here, and a little bit of a footrest on both sides for driver and navigator. Now, coming forward into this part of the boat, just get all this into the shot wheel, because this is probably one of the features or standout features of the 24, because a lot of you guys, or a lot of the people that I've seen over the years that have owned these 24s, they have kids and they want somewhere to kind of get out of the weather. So when you operate the boat like this, okay, just see this windscreen wrapping around full beam, and then the ability that it gives for younger kids or people who just want to get out of the wind or get out of the sun to come down here and be protected. So it kind of extends your days out on the water as opposed to a center console or a rib, which a lot of people are going to be comparing this boat to. This gives you a lot more options. These are actually beds. So you'll see I've got my gear bag and Will's gear bags forward, but they're both single beds. And there was an option to put an infill in here to turn it into one ginormous bed as well. Underneath my left foot here, this is an opening hatch, or storage locker, I should say, and it's perfect for safety grab bags. So there you go. So that's another great spot for that sort of thing. We've got access into the bilge here, but this area here, it was actually for an optional porta potty or a pull-out loo. So if that's of a concern for you, you can still just get a porta potty and put it in there. But let's face it, when you're cruising around at 27 to 32 knots, top speed of 40 knots, you're never that far away from a proper toilet. And we've also got the environmental toilet, which is all around us, I guess. So, anyway, so there are covers. Packing up the boat, it's relatively simple. You've got one triangular shaped cover which just goes over the bow, another single zip cover which goes over all of this just here to protect that, and a final cover that wraps over the aft seats. So it's it's not too complicated. It's probably a 5-minute process, and you might get a little bit more efficient in time as you get more used to it. So regular Fusion speakers here, drink holder, and welcome to the bow. These boats are a cutting bow style, so they are narrower up in the front compared to, say, a rib or an American style center console. So don't expect huge expansive area up here, but do expect a wonderful ride, a low bow giving you the ability to jump off onto the beach, and enough space for 2 or 3 people. So here I am, I can do a bit of this. There is actually a lunch table, we left it back at the marina because we've been detailing the boat, which will go in here. That's got a teak decking over the top of it. There is storage underneath here, access to the water bladder as well. A little bit of storage, actually a considerable amount of storage underneath this seat just here, and an anchor locker just here. It's just manual anchoring. Most boats or Axopars of this size and weight, people don't bother with the electric anchor windlass because you really only need an anchor with a couple of meters of gow chain and then onto rope, and this thing will hold in most conditions. They're not overly heavy boats, and then that leaves your bow free and clear for landing on the beach, as we have done, or boarding people on and off boats or fixed docks, which is really useful for in that purpose. Anyway, I think that's it. More courtesy lights, all the things that you would expect, navigation lights externally on either side. If you want something fun, fast, convenient, and cool, if you just want to enjoy the summer, enjoy the limited amount of time to the best ability that you can, an Axopar will do that for you. If you're interested in this boat, follow the link in the video description. That'll take you to our website. Get in touch. Myself or Will would be very happy to show you over the boat. Thanks very much, and see you on the next one.